Hello, my name is Isaac Zhang. I am in year 7. I attend Borkham Hills High School. This is my Scratch project, Lab of the Undead. Now, when you start, you have a main menu, which lets you press a play button to start instead of just immediately starting. Important things to note here are player health and FPS. The FPS shows frames per second, the max of which being 31, which means that this is running really quick. Now, player health is 100, so we're at max health right now. So I have made it so that all the rooms are much larger than the physical stage. You use WASD or the arrow keys to move, and here is the pathway into a different room. Here we encounter our first zombie, which can be killed by using our trusty sword. Now after going through all the rooms, which is pretty quick to be honest. Also here, important to note, you can actually just leave a room without killing or stabbing any of the zombies. Here are camo zombies. They are sort of blended in, but their swords are a dead giveaway. Here, there's a mix of 3 different types. One is has a white coat and is a scientist zombie. Here's another one as an example. These are berserker zombies, and they have a lot of health, and the best way to avoid being destroyed by them is to go around. And here, that's the end. Basically, either way, you either escape or you die, and then you start again. So here's the coding. This is the blank sprite. It's to reduce lag, because apparently having a blank sprite reduces lag. This is the player. They basically are they have a forever loop that governs everything. Tick 1, tick 2, all the way to tick 6. So let's look at these ticks. So, tick 1 changes everything to a hitbox. The player and the stage. Tick 2 basically checks for your movement control inputs. Tick 3 basically moves you, like changes your movement variables and your actual like movement, like your X and Y, but then it always moves you back to 0 after. This is background hit. It checks if you're far away enough from the center of a room to go to a different room. Tick 5, it sets your rotation based off of your movement inputs, and then set costume sets your costume based off of your rotation. Tick 6 is basically everything else, but 2 things really important at the bottom: check for death and check for win. They're the same thing, except one checks if you're too low on HP, and the other checks if you're in the right room. So, background. This basically adds every bit of a room, so the room number and the room type, to a massive list. And this basically makes it go into the center and then offset itself based off of your player X and player Y. This is the same thing, but it is merely a hitbox, and it basically changes itself based on what room type your room is. This is your hand. It looks really clunky, the coding, but it's very basic. If you're swinging your sword and you're in some rotation, then it will go to some spot. This is the main menu, where you press play to start, and that's about it. This is the inventory, not really incorporated into the game since you can't pick up or make any items. This is the effects. If you're swinging your sword, it pops up to make it look cool. This is the enemies thing. Here is a massive thing that adds different zombies to different rooms, and this basically just stamps them into the room, and this is dead zombies, so it deletes zombies from the list based off if they're dead or not, and if they're dead, they don't get rendered. This is music. It basically is, well, background music. This is the darkness effect, so it makes things gloomy. And this is the thumbnail. So thanks for considering my project.